Shalom Aleichem. This is the third Seder in a row done in one day, but we have it at different time because I told you we had a blackout. So the first week we couldn't do it. The second week was a blackout week. This week is at the end of the third week. So finally we're doing Lech Lecha Vayerech HaYesora, and we have them stage each one 15-20 minutes, because if I did 45 minutes each, I'll be 45, 90, 135 is over 2 hours. You don't want to sit for that. So we'll make it 20 minutes each, 15 minutes each. We're at Chayei, the third of the three seders in a row. Chayei. Let's take a look. It happens to be this week, Chayei. And this week is the 9th of November. By the way, next month is going to be 12-12-12. You know that? December 12th, 2012. And last year it was 11-11-11. November 11th, 2011. And after the 12, there can't be 13-13-13 because there are not 13 months. Anyhow, it's 9th of 11-9. And Varkin Achodesh this week. Kislev is next Wednesday. Let's go to Chayei. Vayiyu Chayei Sorah Shana Vesman Shana Vesheva Shana V'Shnei Chayei Sorah. Sorah died at 127. Vayiyu, and they were the lives Chayei Sorah, 100 years, 20 years, and 7 years. Shnei, the years of Chayei Sorah. Right away here we have two questions. What means Vayiyu? They were. Should say Vayihi. It was. Chaim Shel Sorah. What means Chayei? How many lives did she live? Shnei Chayei Sorah at the end, the years of the life of Sorah. What do you mean? Shnei, years or 2 lives? The answer is Vayiyu. You know how to use the word Vayiyu? She had 3 periods in her life. 0 to 7, 7 to 20, 20 to 100. Sure, she lived 127 years. We're giving you a medrash. She was at, when the child is born until 7, they're very cute and sweet. Everybody loves them, kisses them, they're adorable. 7 to 20, she becomes a teenager, they lose a little of that beauty. You start getting the Yetzer Hara, and you can see on their face. And from 20, when you're Chai ben Olam Lamokom, the Aveirus that you do privately or with another person that's against the halacha, then you're guilty at 20. At 12 for a girl, you're Chai ben Olam L'Chaveiro. But ben Olam Lamokom, like Shabbos and eating kosher and having a rayos, that's at 20. That's between you and God. Yeah, I know 2 consenting adults, but he doesn't consent. So Ben Adam Lechala Mokum has 20. So from 20 to 100, she's sin-free. So the Gemara, she said at 100, she was like 20 without any sins. And 20, she was like 7 with beauty. Gorgeous. That's Sarah, the second most beautiful woman on earth after Chavo. So she died in the last Seder, and she lived 127 years. So Vayiyu, these 3 stages in her life were. Now I'll give you the second explanation. Vayiyu is Gematria 37. The real life of Sarah was 37 years, from the age of 90 when she had a child to 127 when she died, and that's 137. That's the real life of Sarah. That's why the Gematria is Vayiyu is 37. Chayei, yes, she had many lives. 100 to 20, 20 to 7. The 2 lives of Sarah, before the child and after the child. You're not a mother till you have a child. Your function in this world is to have children. Yes, you can have other professions, but the main function is children. As a woman, you're a reproducer of life. A man can't do that. A woman we can take Zera and produce life. The little baby comes out, then he's a 6'2" guy. But it's all because of the mother, nutrition, and then whatever, the makeup of the child. The DNA of the father and the mother gets in there. The mother is the producer of life. That's why the first woman is called Chabo. Why not Chayo? Chayo means the mother of life. The Chabo means more than the mother of all human beings. Because there was no human beings, God wouldn't make the other Chayos. There's no purpose of this world unless there's human beings, because that's the crowning glory. Chabo means you're the life of other lives also. All snails and hippopotamus and eagles and tigers and lions and sheep. You gave them life because you're giving human beings life, because if there's no human beings, there's no reason for a world. The whole world was created only for human beings, because he was made on the end of the creation, the 6th day. Hayom Harazolam, this is the birthday of the world. When Adam was made on the 6th day. First day of Tishrei, or Friday. That was the purpose of creation, for man to rule over the planet. That was the guest of honor that always comes at the end. The guest speaker comes at the end. In a parade where the king is or the president, he comes at the end, not the front, the first. The last is the most important. Achron chaviv. If achron chaviv, why you call it the Kohen first? Why vayashkim Abram baboker? He went early to do these mitzvahs. Why don't you do it later? Achron chaviv. A boy say, when you're honoring people, achron chaviv. Because a man was made last. When you're honoring Hashem, doing His mitzvahs, you come first. You come third. When you call the Kohen, you're honoring Hashem because He made this special shevet called Kohen that it does all the abode in the base of Mikdash. So when you want to honor a man at a dinner or something, then you honor him last because a man was made last. When you want to do a mitzvah that Hashem commanded you, like call up the Kohen because Hashem said so, therefore you call him first. And you make the bris in the early morning and you do everything as fast as you can because Hashem said so. But if you decide to honor a man some way, there's no mitzvah in the Torah to make them the guest of honor, but then you may honor him last. But when you do Hashem's mitzvahs, you do it first. So see, by you in a word, the lives of Sarah 127 years. Thomas Sarah Kiryas Arba, she died in the Kirya, the city of Arba, of the 4 giants. The 3 giants, son and the father, Mr. Arba, and the 3 sons, that's Kiryas Arba. Also the city where the 4 giants are buried, but they're not buried in Mars Machpelah. The Mars Machpelah is the double cave where the 4 giants are buried. Spiritual giants, Adam and his wife, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and their wives. 8 people, 4 couples. Kiryas Arba, 4 people. They're also Anakim, giants in spirit. Hu Hebron, that's where the Chaverim, the fellows, are buried. Either them or them. The Eretz Canaan, the Yov Avram Lisbot, Sorah Avram came to eulogize Sorah, make a hesped, Sorah, Lifkosa to cry for her, and there's a little chaf in the word. Why? Because he didn't cry so much. He's 127, old enough. On the other hand, she didn't cry too much because she caused her own death. When she gave him Hagar, and Sorah wanted to be and Hagar wanted to be a surrogate mother to produce a child. Hagar is a Shivcha, Canaan is the child that came out of Eved, because the Shivcha's child was an Eved, and he had Yishmael. So when he gave her up to have a child, because he had no children, Avram was 86. That's why when Yitzchak was born at 100, he was 14 years older. So when he gave her Hagar, she got pregnant the first night. And there Avram was living with Sarah for 10 years and didn't get pregnant. So Hagar said, Sarah's not such a big tzedekah. She looks good, but her outside is not like her inside. Because if she is such a big tzedekah, she would have been pregnant, have a child already, and you're married 10 years, and you have nothing from her. You have married with one night with me, you have her pregnant. And Avram didn't answer her. And Sarah detected this because she was the higher madrega than Avram in the Nevuah. She was the 11th level, says the Moreh Nevuah, and he was the 10th. So he didn't say nothing. So Sarah got furious at him. He said, "Chamosi Alecha, my fury is against you," which means God should punish you. Oh, says Nahalacha, when you make a statement that God should punish a person, you're telling God what to do. You're going to get punished first. So Sarah died before Abraham, 127, and he lived to 175, 40 years later, almost. So that's why he didn't cry. That's why he didn't cry so much. She was go ran for Misa. Now comes the bomba kasha, a little chav. Yeah, why? Why that letter? Why not some other letter? Veliv koso. 6 letters. Why not a little beis? Why not a little sof? You know why? Liv koso, the shorish is bochon. That's the middle letter, that's all. Little chav. I know there's more to it. Chav, 20, I don't want to get into that. Because she caused her own miso. V'yokom Avram Alpalei Meso, he got up from his mace, because when you're an onan, when your relative is not buried, you're an onan, you're free from all mitzvahs in the Torah. You can't do the Averos, but you don't have to do any mitzvahs. He has one job now, to get this woman buried as soon as possible. The Jewish law is you get the person in the ground as soon as possible. By the way, the Gedolim were never put in the ground, you know that? Moshe Rabbeinu neither. They were put in caves where rocks were all around. No ground. They weren't buried in the ground. All of you Tanakh. They were put in caves. You ever been in Eretz Yisrael and the tour guy ever took you into this cave where you have to bend down? And you see it there, 1,000, 2,000-year-old Tana and Amora there, and you rub off the thing there, you can hardly read the description. They're in a little crevice in a rock and they put a rock in front of it. That's it. There's no ground. Ever wonder why they're not in the ground? It says, offer atov, offer toshu. You are afar dust and you will turn to dust. So you put them in a cave, you turn to dust. Doesn't mean you have to be in the dust. You will return to dust. Moshe Rabbeinu was not in the ground. No, nobody. Avram Yitzchak Yaakov, they're in Varza Machpelah, it's a cave. Offer after you are biodegradable, well, offer tashuv, you will return to biodegradable. Maybe it's better like that. When Tchias HaMesa comes, it's not mixed with other dirt, and the ashes are right there. Who knows? Anyhow, he spoke to the Hittites. You know, I'm a ger here. I come from a different place. I come from Babylonia, Babel, Mesopotamia. What do you call it? Iraq. Yeah, I'm a ger. But Toshav, you know, I really live here because God gave me the whole place. Which means, I'm begging you, sell me the place. But if not, I'll take it by force. He could take it by force, Avram. Well, Avram defeated the 4 biggest giants in the world, all by himself, with one man, Eliezer, which is Gematria 318. These, it says, before I've shown in the last Parshas, two Parshas ago, when he defeated the giant, they were such enormous giants that defeated these 4 kings, Talm, Nimrod, Amraphel, all these 4 giant kings defeated giants. They defeated the biggest giants in the world. The only giant that survived was Og. They were so powerful, these 4 kings, they defeated giants. Certainly they could take care of the 5 city kings of Sodom. And Avram defeated them. Think he can't take the land? If Hashem wanted him to take the whole country. He says, listen, please sell me a piece of land, ger or toshav, I'll take it. Look at Rashi. So they said, okay, we'll sell it to you. Ger v'toshav anochi mochem tenu li achuzas kever, give me burial rights, not just a hole in the ground. A zoning right that this is a burial ground, and no one will come next generation to say, well, you're buried in the wrong place. It's not zoned for... no. Property rights to make this into a cemetery. I want to bury my dead right away. Because there's a halacha, if it's in front of you, the dead person, or even if you're in America and the dead is in Eretz Yisrael and there's no other relative, that's called in front of you. It's your obligation. You don't have to be there. So it's my business to bury the closest person next to me. They answered him, sure, certainly my master. You're a king in our presence. We'll give you anything. The best grade you can have, nobody would refuse it to you. You're the king. You defeated the 4 state kings. And the 4 state kings had defeated giants, and you defeated them. And you're the richest man in the Middle East, and you're the biggest tzaddik, the biggest astronomer, and you're inventor, or creator of a new religion. Of course. No one will withhold his cave from you. The best graves you can pick. The Yaakov Avram, he got up, he bowed down to the city council. The men who make the zoning right, zoning board. Ha'aretz, those who control real estate. He bowed down to the city council, the Bnei Ches. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, but no thanks. If you really want to do me a favor, the Kvaris makes it, I should bury my base, in front of me. Shemuni, let me have a meeting, please. Let me have a meeting. Piguli, and let me meet Ephron ben Sochar. He was the governor here. Ephron, the son of Sochar. Ephron is a crook, and Sochar is a Russian. You know, Sochar, Rotzeach. They were showing. V'yitin Elias, he shall give to me. Ma'ordas, HaMachpelah, the double cave, 2-floor cave, or some say 2 concentric circles, the cave inside of a cave. The double cave. Eshelo, that's his personally. Thank you, gentlemen, for your caves, but no thank you. I'm looking for the boss's cave. Ephraim. Asher, the Ksei Hasada, which is at the end of the field. The Kesef Mole, no discounts. I'm giving you full price, no discounts. Yitenendel, he should give it to me. The Sochachem amongst you, and you should hear this. You should all be public witnesses. Achuzas Kevra for property rights for a burial place. Ephraim Yosef, and Ephraim was dwelling the Soch Bnei Ches in the middle of the Bnei Ches. He was their representative, their governor. Yosef, Yud Shin Beis. Shouldn't it be written Yud Vav Shin Beis? Yes, but it's written Yud Shin Beis without vowels. If we didn't have a Masorah, how to say it, we would say Yoshav, sat, yesterday. Yosef means sitting today. means that day they installed him as governor for the covet that Avram should have some dealings with the big person. That's why when we get to Lot, last week we got already, this week Sedra, Lot, that day, it says also Yosef, that day they installed him as the mayor of Sodom. Because the Malachim should come and talk to a big person, not to a little nobody. So there it says the same thing. Yosef is sitting now, that's the Masorah, as if there's a vav, but really Yosef. He was living there a long time. But only today he's sitting in the seat. Here, this guy's the governor, Lot is the mayor. Yosef means he lives there, but Yosef means he sat there. They just put him in as governor. Yan Ephron Achiti al Avram, and Avram the Hittite said to Avram, in public, everybody should hear this. L'chol bari sharid, everyone who comes into the gate was where the bezdin stood, the courts and the meetings of the town was right there, because everybody comes and goes through that gate. Lo, I don't even know my master. No, I don't want any money, because Avram said, I'll give you full money, no discount. Shomeini, listen to me. Well, you listen to me now. The field is yours. Forget about it, done deal. And the cave in it is yours. Forget about it, it's gratis. In front of all my people, they should see what kind of wonderful philanthropist I am. I'm giving you free. It's given to you, it's gone, it's done. Here, that's over, done deal. Avram, he does it again. He bows down. Ifnei Amor is in front of the city council. Avram knew exactly who he's dealing with. He davened Ephron, and he spoke to Ephron in front of everybody. The Osnei Amhor is in front of the city council. Leimor, now you listen to me, sir. Ach im atolu shomeini, why don't you please listen to me? I have something to say. No sadi kesef asoda. The money is given. Done deal. It's your money. I can't take it back. Like you gave me the field and it's free. There's no way I have to pay for it. I also want to tell you the money is already set up. Done deal. I'm not taking it back. Now they're at a standoff. They're at head to head. Two master negotiators. Kachim many, might as well take it. The Ekbos Macy Shama, I'll bury my dead there. I mean, I'm not taking it free. The money's done. It's given to you. Forget about it. It's given. Like your field is done deal. The money's already given. Done deal. Ooh, now Ephron realized he had a very smart person in front of him. Not a naive person. Vayan Ephron el Avraham, Leimer lo. He told him privately, no one should hear, because now starts the rip-off. Everything else was public. Now it's a private deal. He says, come here. No one should hear this, because he's ashamed what he's going to say. Ephron el Avram Leimer lo, to tell him privately, no one should hear this. He says, sir, Adoni, my master, Shmeini, listen to me well. Eretz, the land of Abrameir shekel kesef, 400 silver coins. Between you and me. Mahi, what's that? Between two millionaires, what to talk about? That's Mason Kvar, bury your dead. First, put the money on the table, 400 shekels. And the Code of Hammurabi said that he lived at this time. People made 8 shekels a year. Now you want $400 for a rip-off, for a hole in the ground? Between you and me, two rich guys, what is there to talk about? Now I'm going to tell you a blowout idea. Where's the 400 come from? Beini or beinecho, between me and between you. If you write the word Ephron and write the word Avraham, between the word Ephron is a resh. And if you write the word Avraham is a resh. Resh is 200. 200 and 200 is 400. Bingo. What's this awesome between two rich millionaires? Come on, put the money on the table. Which means without the money, you're not getting nothing. Woo! Chaim, they talk a lot, they do nothing. Yishma Avraham, his name was already changed. Avon, two Aleph Beis on this side, Hey man on that side, Reish in the middle. Ephron, the same thing. F and On and Reish in the middle. Yishma Avraham is Ephron. You heard him very well. By Yishkol, he weighed Not only counted out 400, he won. No complaints later. Ephraim will come with one coin and say, "Oh, look at it! Yeah, but look, it's worn out a little bit. We didn't weigh it. It's not full ounce or whatever. It's 9/10 of an ounce." So Ephraim weighed it besides counting it because he's dealing with a crook, a thief, a cheat, and a liar. Because his father was a Rotseyach, Socha Rotseyach. And Ephraim, his mouth is up for dirt. Ephraim, because he's the low life. Vayishkol Avram weighed Avram leEphron as a kesef, the silver ashediver, like he said. But he made a loud announcement. Not that Ephron said, "Come here, buddy. Being two rich people was 400 shekels." Avram announced it to everybody. "I'm paying you 400 shekels for this hole in the ground." But every businessman will accept it. They're weighed perfect weight. Socher Samaches Reish. That's a salesman, a businessman, commerce, industry is called Socher. Soch, you have to talk to sell merchandise. A Socher Shin Chof Reish, as an employee, a person gets a schar, a person has a job, schir yom, Shin Chof Reish, Socher, schar, pay, that's an employee. Samaches Reish is a businessman who hires the Socher. Socher is a man who has Socher, has to talk. That's why it's a samaches. Sicha. He makes deals. Every merchant will accept his money. But Yochim Sedei Ephron, so the field of Ephron got up and changed hands. Ashib Machpelo, that's in the field that has the double cave in it. Ashib Lefnei Mamre, the front of the town of Mamre, Avram's friend. Remember I told you, Mamre Shalom? Mamre El, he said, "Listen to what God told you, have a bris." And Eshkol said, "We have to wait, maybe not, you're too old, maybe." And Oner said, "Nah, I don't have a bris." That's why he gets honorable mentioned in the Torah many times, because he's a tzaddik, this on Mamre. Hasodeh B'Amorah, the field and the cave. Asher Bo B'Chol ate all the trees. Asher Hasodeh B'Chol Gvulo, all the borders, because he knew that, he wrote it down on a document, he knew that everyone would say, "Listen, you're right, I sold you the cave, but you can't walk on my property, trespassing." So he bought the whole property, and the trees around it, and the little pathways to it and from it, so no tricks will come later. "I sold you the cave, but you can't walk on my property." Avram understood who he's dealing with. When you're dealing with a devious person, you better be smart, otherwise you'll be taken advantage of. When Yaakov met Rachel, she said, "You know, my father's a thief, cheat, and a liar." The day of our marriage, she'll switch with another daughter, or say that she's not my daughter. I have another daughter, some adopted daughter called Rachel, and make up all kind of tricks. So he says, Yaakov said, "He's my brother. Ach ani baramos. I know how to do trickery also." So 20 years later, he ran away without telling Laban. Children, grandchildren, servants, millionaire, hundreds of thousands of sheep and goats. When did Laban didn't find out about it until 3 days later. "You want to play tricks with me? I know how to play the game too." Don't be honest and straight with crooks and thieves. Ach ani baramos. I know how to be a ramoy, a cheat also. Which means be very clever when you're dealing with devious people. Don't be naive. You're straight and honest with straight and honest people. And with devious people, you got to be not naive. So the Avram the Mikveh was to Avram's sole public announcement. The Ein of B'nai Ches in front of B'nai Ches, B'chol Boy Sharir, everyone who came through the gate heard about this rip-off real estate deal. It was 400. It was 100 times every shekel was worth 100 times more. 400 times. It was 100 times 400. 40,000 shekels. You know what it's like? You have a silver dollar plated. It's worth $1, right? But then you have a silver dollar that's silver. That was $35. This has to be, this is like centa. It says over there in Gemara, and Gemara that Rashi brings, every coin was 100 times its value, not just a silver-plated US dollar for $1, but it was sterling silver. Well, more than sterling. Sterling is only 925 parts of 1,000. Pure silver is 999. Pure silver is a US coin. Some of them are not even 999, they're 90. But anyhow, pure silver and silver plated are two different things. One is worth, 34 cents worth of gold, silver on it, but the real silver is $34. A coin with 1 ounce is $34. But the silver on a plated one maybe 34 cents. That's 100 times. Okay, Rabbi said we're finished. Chayei Sorah. and we wish you have a wonderful Shabbos. This Shabbos is Shabbos V'orachim, and this Wednesday is Kislev Rosh Chodesh. Sei gesund und stark.